In a world of uncertainty and natural hazards, every government knows that it needs to plan for disasters. However, writing and implementing a national disaster management plan is a complex task for any government. It requires careful leadership, coordination and advocacy across multiple levels of governance, and then outwards to communities and wider stakeholders. For some governments, the very idea of a national disaster plan suggests a single magical document that identifies every possible crisis and then sets out a step-by-step guide on how to respond. Many assume that conceptually such a document should exist and thus delay the production and release of their own plan for fear it may not be sufficiently comprehensive. So, aiming for perfection and under the cover of pending agreement, the production of national disaster management plans is frequently delayed until eventually a real disaster hits. But disasters are not rare events. They are in fact a normal part of daily life, and in many cases hazards are repetitive, even seasonal events. Many disasters listed in national disaster management plans are often more viewed by the emergency services as major incidents. For example, a major transportation accident, or a building collapse, or an industrial fire, a toxic release or oil spill. All of these can become disasters if not effectively prepared for, responded to, and recovered from. Now we know that the typical effects of disasters include loss of life and livelihoods, damage to property and critical national infrastructure, damage to the environment, food and water shortages and major health issues, displaced people and refugees, and of course insecurity and loss of national reputation. So disaster management is about taking practical steps that can enable governments, agencies, businesses, and above all people to be resilient to the onset of a crisis or disaster. And it's for this reason that disaster management is relevant to the military. It's about the delivery of military effect in support of a national and community response in order to help save lives, reduce casualties, secure communities, and protect property and national reputation. Now, over the past 16 years, our Disaster Management Centre has been working around the world to develop workable disaster management policies, plans, and trained personnel. And we work with governments and agencies, businesses, NGOs, communities, and of course the armed forces. Time and again, it's been military attaches and defence advisors who've been at the forefront of championing the need to improve a country's ability to plan, respond to, and recover from disasters. And this isn't surprising for a number of reasons. Firstly, the military understand the need for a clear concept of operations. For the military, a concept of operations articulates a vision of military operations in time, space, purpose, and the resources required. And it relies upon an established operational framework with a commonly recognised vocabulary. Effective disaster management requires a similar, clear understanding of the structures and relationships that should exist between national, regional, and local levels of government before, during, and after a disaster. Through defence engagement with disaster management, the military can assist in developing a disaster management concept of operations, one that clearly describes how the various relationships will work between senior leaders who set strategy, planners who plan tasks, and assets on the ground who deliver outputs. The military mind is unimpressed by massive planning documents filled with assumptions. It asks instead, will this plan work? Secondly, whilst disaster management is necessarily a civilian-led activity, the complex planning and operational relationships between multiple civilian ministries, agencies and communities has often led to a lack of coordination and integration. Military commanders and their staff understand the need for situational awareness amongst multiple stakeholders, ensuring that command decisions are based upon the best available information, regularly drawn, analysed and presented from a wide range of participating organisations. Through joint civil-military training courses, the military can assist their civilian colleagues in developing and implementing effective liaison, deconflicting objectives, and giving clarity and unified purpose to any disaster response. Thirdly, there's been an explosion in the growth of emergency management centres and information systems across public and private stakeholders. Owners of such centres now include ministries, national and local government agencies, the police, fire, rescue services, civil protection, even private sector companies such as water, power companies, airlines, shipping companies and telecommunications. They all have their own emergency operations centres. And this has led to the problem of duplication and a lack of information sharing. Multiple response centres has resulted in information being jealously guarded rather than actively shared to inform a commonly recognised information picture. So the military are no strangers to operating command and control centres, and they can assist in finding new ways to collaborate and share information between private and public sector agencies. Fourthly, the military are familiar with joint exercises to test and integrate plans. In the civilian emergency management community, such exercises can be regarded with suspicion by senior managers. Suspicion that an exercise may reveal a lack of ability in their organisation or in themselves. And this may even lead to a multi-agency exercise being reduced to basic drills of specific tasks at agreed dates and times. The military are less fearful of such exercises. They know that they are there to test the effectiveness of plans and to build up confidence in multi-agency teams working together. Well, governments frequently turn to the military in the event of disasters to come to the support of their overstretched civilian agencies and communities. And for this reason, military staff colleges have often made disaster management an important area of study. The mission of any military staff college is to balance and complement the practical activity of warfighting or disaster response with rigorous academic and intellectual thought. As the study of warfighting informs future military doctrine, so the military study of disasters can inform future national doctrine. And we believe that there's therefore a vital role today for a military staff college to become a training hub for disaster management in support of civilian emergency service counterparts. We've already worked with military attaches and staff colleges in Southeast Europe, West Africa, Asia and the Middle East, and we want to encourage more staff colleges to develop innovative disaster management training packages as part of their staff college curriculum. We can assist these colleges in the development of these disaster management concepts of operation, planning for specific disaster types, and also the development and writing of a full range of testing scenarios from simple tabletop exercises to full-blown multi-agency simulations. To assist staff colleges and civilian emergency management agencies, we've developed a range of disaster management courses and exercises to implement. And our courses can be tailored to local needs, and the exercises we've developed can equally be adapted to local realities. A key recommendation that we do make is that both military staff colleges and civilian disaster management agencies develop their training modules in such a way as to be able to invite one another to attend each other's courses. For example, many military staff colleges already bring together within their own student body senior officers from civilian emergency services, industry and the government. And in this way, fellow participants become colleagues and then trusted compatriots during a real response. Now, we also know that staff colleges today seek to deliver courses that are accredited against an academic qualification. Each of our 5-day disaster management modules are accredited against a postgraduate UK master's programme. And we also have a range of online supplementary materials to assist in providing additional learning for those who wish to take their study of disaster management further. So the purpose of this video is to encourage you as a Defence Attache and a Defence Advisor to develop new strategies for defence engagement through disaster management training. And here are some immediate steps you can take based on what's worked well for Defence Attaches and Advisors that we've worked with previously. Firstly, we invite you to come and observe and participate in one of our international disaster management courses here at Bournemouth. To attend for a day as a visitor is free. and will give you a flavour of the training and education that we provide. There's a regular and reliable train service from London Waterloo to Bournemouth, and our university executive training rooms are only 4 minutes walk from Bournemouth railway station. And you can find the dates of our next International Disaster Management course on our website under IDMC. You'll also find a video there giving you more information about the course. So just call our office, tell us which day you'd like to come and visit on. We also encourage you to send senior representatives from your country to attend the International Disaster Management course. The course is only 2 weeks long. It gives an excellent overview of the scope and nature of disaster management. During the 2 weeks, we will work with your participants to tailor the best form of training for your country. And do please take advantage of our 2-for-1 offer. You send 2 delegates from the same country, 1 military, 1 civilian, for the price of 1. Thirdly, we can assist you in then implementing disaster management training in your country. Our unique business model is to take our disaster management education and training to countries all over the world using continual professional development modules, each of which has been accredited against our postgraduate master's qualification. We'd be happy to conduct a brief visit to your country to meet key stakeholders and to learn more about the local needs and requirements. And finally, we provide a full Train the Trainer package to train and develop your own people in country so that your disaster management courses become self-sustaining using your own expertise and experience. Our aim is to build up your national and institutional capacity until you're ready to continue on your own. So our training team comprises highly experienced emergency planners and practitioners from the UK Armed Forces and civilian emergency agencies. We very much look forward to supporting you as you enhance your defence engagement through disaster management training.